Hey Bubba, gonna do your character right now. Thank you for taking the time to respond. Really helps me out. So, some general things for your character. What I really learned from that is I needed to redo skills. So I think I've come up with a way to do them that will make everyone happy. For the most part, at least. I don't know how this is gonna run, but I'm gonna try it out, and we'll see how this works. So you mentioned that for your stats, not very strong, but good endurance, good reflex, stuff like that. So you got your three categories of stats: physical, mental, and social. You got 3 points to spend in each category. All your stats start at a D2. You spend 1 point to upgrade them into something else, and then you get 4 points at the end to put anywhere into your stats that you choose. So for the physical stats, wouldn't focus so much on strength because he said he's not very strong, but reflex and endurance, those are going to be good ones. I'm from what you told me, I imagine him as like a quick but really endurance guy who can run the good run if he needs to. Your mental stats, aptitude, willpower, maybe willpower, maybe a little bit of aptitude, but the focus in here is definitely going to be awareness from what you described. He can assess situations, so that would be my guess for that. For the social, cunning, there's aura, cunning, and composure. Cunning and composure are going to be the most important ones, but cunning, like you said, he's a fast talker. He's manipulative. He can get through conversations and outsmart people. So definitely putting more points into cunning. And then with those 4 extra points, I'd place them into cunning, endurance, awareness, reflex. Any one of those that you would choose, you can proportion that however you want. Now for skills, I've had to rework skills a lot, and I hope it keeps getting better. But yes, I do have broad categories, but I'm gonna change that a little bit. You're going to not now when you pick skills and create your character, not only are you going to pick skills um, that you're good at, right? You're also going to pick skills that you are not good at, categories which you will never be able to learn into, right? These are going to represent like mental blocks your character has. He's just not good at learning them. Even if he tried for all of his life, he just could never have it down really. And so you're going to choose some types of skills that you'll stay away from, and like I've said, my skills are really broad, so these are going to be broad categories that you're going to need to stay away from. And then the rest the rest you're going to be able to put points into. Alright? So you said, and each skill is going to have its main types. Let's use athletics, right? So athletics is broken up into a bunch of skills: running, swimming, jumping, climbing, all those different types of things, right? So say you want to put a rank in athletics. Well, you do, and so all the running, swimming, jumping, all those things get up to by 1 point. But then you get to choose a focus for that point you spent in. So say, okay, well, running, I'm going to put a point into athletics, and then, specialization in running, right? And so now whenever you roll something to run away, you're going to get 2 dice instead of 1. And every time you put a point into athletics, you're going to get to put another point into another specialization. So you have all these different categories, but as you put a point into athletics, you get to put a point everywhere. This allows you to be more diverse than other things, because you're going to have a little bit bonuses to or you're going to have a bonus to all the skills that deal with that, of course, but then you're going to have these little bonuses to certain things you do, making your character unique from any other character that has the theming skill. So for your skills, like I said, you have 4 points to spend on skills, but you have to spend them on a minimum of 3 skills. So you can have, so let me tell you, from what you've told me, what I think it would be. So you definitely have, these are the 4 skills I picked out for you, or based on what you said: stealth, speechcraft, athletics, and Fey lore. Alright? And so in stealth, you would most likely specialize in um, moving silently, or whatever you want to specialize in. I would think moving silently, maybe hide, something like that, because you described your character to me as kind of I see him as kind of the fidgety little guy. Get me out of here. I don't like being in this uncomfortable situation unless I'm selling my junk. So speechcraft, he would probably specialize in persuasion instead of in sorry, I'm a little bit loopy from Benadryl. But speechcraft, he's probably specialized in persuasion compared to like insulting or taunting or inspiring people. He's just trying to get people to buy his stuff, so that's what he'd focus in. And in Phalor, he would specialize in probably Fey objects, which would be cool. Or like magical objects. So if you found an object and you're like, oh wow, that's Fey, well I know what this is. So those are the skills. I would pick now for your abilities. Let's see, you describe some cool ones, and the two I remember or I wrote down were the invisibility and that magic sight you were talking about. And so I'm gonna grab my ability creation sheet right here. So for invisibility, you wanted it just to be a quick little thing where you can cast it and then you're invisible and you're running away. So the potency of invisibility, from what I've written down so far, like I said, the potency need to be play tested a little bit, but for right now I'm telling you the process I would go through at this moment for you to make that ability. Potency is probably going to be 5. Duration, you just want it to last a little bit around, so I'll put the duration at 3, bring this up to 8. Area, or target is yourself, so you don't add on any points for that. Area, it's not an area, and distance, it's yourself, so you again don't add any points. So that's your spell. It costs 8 energy, as you can see. It costs 1 character creation points. Now let's do something different with it, because you said this is a get you out of jail card, so you casting at the normal rate is probably going to be detrimental to your health, especially if somebody's attacking you. So what I would probably do is I'd spend 2 more character creation points to decrease the time to an instant action. So it costs 3 character creation points for this ability, but it's instantaneous. It's a good trade. So instantaneous ability, you are now invisible. Cool. 3 character creation points. Alright, so that's for invisibility. Like, you could also, should you choose, you'd have the opportunity to make that invisibility passive. You would turn it on and off, it would just last forever, but that would cost more character creation points. And you sounded like you just wanted to hold your breath and run. So that is that. Now the mage side, I really like that one. That one was kind of cool. Now I need to play test this, but I'm guessing that would be a potency of probably 4. No duration because it's passive ability. So 4 for potency. Target is yourself, so 0 points for that. Area, no area, it's yourself, but distance is going to be important. How far or how close to the object you have to be before you can see its sparkly magicness. And so we're going to put 3 into distance, so that's 7 energy it costs. Alright. And yes, passives cost energy. Actually, let's make it 10 feet just so we have an even 6. So 6 energy is what it's going to cost if you were just to cast that spell on yourself, but we're making it passive. Excuse me. And we're making it passive, so let's do that. So it costs 6 energy. Well, that's not going to fly. So we're going to decrease the energy it costs, probably to just by 1. So it costs 4 instead, and so that's 2 character creation points is what it's up to right now. and then make it passive, which doubles the cost. So that's 4 character creation points it's going to cost you for that mage site, which seems like a lot, but it's a good ability. So now you're saying, okay, well, it still costs 4 energy. How does that work with passive? Well, this is a permanent amount of energy that you mark off from your energy score, or your energy boxes. And you could choose to turn your mage site off at any time, and then you would get those 4 back. But as long as it's on, and you have that, aura of mage site around you, it's going to cost you 4 energy, and like I said, 4 character creation points. Alright. Now, I'm thinking if I missed anything. If you had, which I don't think you would, because the invisibility is pretty good, and the mage site's really good. Or I'm calling it mage site, but your ability to see is really good. So, if I pumped anything, I probably wouldn't pump any more of those character creation points you got from abilities, because you get 8 from your abilities at the moment. I probably wouldn't put any more of those into stats. I'd focus mainly on your skills, increasing your persuasion up as much as I can with the rest of those, based on what you said. Maybe even athletics, so he can run faster and better. But yeah, that is pretty much how I'd make him. You can tell me if that's close to what you're thinking or not close, or if that doesn't, or if the creation of the powers doesn't sound really balanced, that would cost so much. I think it would be really good. I just, like I said, I need to play test a little bit more where those potency levels are at, so I can find out, what is the exact potency of turning invisible, and what is the exact potency of having that mage site, being able to tell what is magic and what is not. But yeah, that is pretty much your character. I went through stats, I went through skills, and I went through his abilities. Now, like I said, the skills are being reworked constantly. So that's like how I told you I'm going to run. That's how I'm going to run them for the next few times. I'll see how that works. Most likely end up changing it to something better, but that's pretty much it. Alright, again, thank you for making that response video, and this has been your character, and I'm signing off.